Yes. Now star to delta transformation. Delta, star to delta, and delta to star transformation. So first we'll see, okay, first we'll see the delta to star transformation, or otherwise star to delta also, no problem. Okay, star to delta. You know this again, this star to delta I would have heard in electrical engineering, basics of electrical circuits. Okay, the starter will be maybe in star connection or it may be in delta connection. So if you take the star network, okay, the star network will be like this. It's like, okay, again, this is the star network. Okay, the port number 1, 2, this is 3, and this is virtually connected to some common point. Okay, some common point. This is R1, this is R2, R3. This star network can also be called as T network because it's something similar to T. Okay, they used to write like this also. Okay, T to delta. T means star, star to delta. Okay, so then now the question is, so what is the, okay, if the structure is like this, what is the resistance between the terminal 1 and 3? Okay, if you have some structure like this, now I can write it is in delta format. It's like connecting 1 and 2 directly like this, 2 and 3 and 3 and 1. So I can write it in delta format. Okay, delta like this. Okay, so now I have connected, this is 1, this is 3, and this is 2. The nodes are not changing, but the connection is changed. I have removed the common terminal. I have formed like a loop. Now I replace this resistance as R1. Okay, this resistance, because resistance between 2 and 3 is R23. This is R31, R13, no problem. Now if you have this network nature in any common network, if you have star structure, then you can also equivalently put the corresponding delta structure, but you should know the mapping. What is R1 you should know exactly. That means you can replace star by delta, or if you are having delta, that you can replace with a star. Now what is the relation? Now you are going from star to delta. That means you have to represent this R12 in terms of these values. Similarly R13, similarly R23. Okay, so I will give you one simple idea. That idea is, say if you want to calculate R12, okay, R12, simply you remember this structure, sum plus product, sum plus product plus other, sum plus product plus sum plus product divided by other. That means what? I want to calculate R12, I am telling sum. So R12 means I have to sum these two. Okay, R1 plus R2. That means R1 plus R2. Product means I have to product this R1 R2. Okay. So once if we do the product, that is R1 R2 divided by other. What is other value? That is R3. Okay, so I can put R3 here. I can put R3 here. So please wait. Okay, so I can put R1, R2 divided by R3. Okay, like this I can calculate other resistance also. Okay, R13 means what? R1 plus R3 plus R1 into R3 divided by R2. Simply I have to remember this structure, sum plus product divided by other. Again, there are some other format also. Okay, if you remember that format, that is also okay. Finally, your answer will be same. And also make sure that the unit is same, because here is ohm plus ohm is ohm square divided by ohm is ohm only. So finally ohm is equal to ohm. That also you have to make sure. Okay, so then again there are some other format also. That format is called as this one. See, instead of like this, you can also write like delta divided by R3. What is delta? Delta means all the combination R1, R2, R1, R3. Okay, R1, R2, R2, R3, and then R1, R3. So once if you divided by R3, what will happen? If you divide by R3, okay, the last term is here, then R3 will cancel, then you will get R1 plus R2. You will get the same formula. So you can remember by any method, no problem. So I'll write the further equations. Okay, R12 I have written. Then what is R23? R23 is equal to R2 plus R3, then R2, R3 divided by R1. Similarly, what is R13? R13 is equal to R1 plus R3, R1 into R3 divided by R2 divided by R2, or otherwise I can also write like this, delta divided by R1. Here delta divided by R2, I can also write like this. What is delta? Delta is always R1, R2, R2, R3, and then R1, R3. This is delta. Now, whether this formula is really correct, after writing this, you have to make sure that whether this formula is really correct. So for a moment, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make R2 as, okay, R2, say R2 is infinite. Okay, when R2 is infinite, if I measure, okay, I am making just a cross check, I am telling R2 is infinite. Then when I measure, when R2 is infinite, what is R13? Okay, when R2 is infinite, what is R13? R2 infinite means you can simply remove this. Okay, you can simply remove this. Then what is R13? R13 is like R1 plus R3, R1 plus R3. Okay, so when R2 is infinite, okay, 1 divided by infinite is 0. Okay, what I am assuming, so just I am cross checking, I am doing just cross check. In this, I am putting R2 is equal to infinite. When R2 is infinite, okay, that means what? This is open, I can remove this completely. Okay, R2 I can remove this completely. Then when I want to measure R13, okay, I will not worry about R2 because that is removed now. So that is simply R1 plus R3. Okay, so when I want to measure R13, that is simply R1 plus R3. Whether if I substitute this R2 is equal to infinite here, whether I am getting same or not, yes, I am getting. So somewhat the formula is working. Like this, you can do some cross check. If you have any confusion in future, you can do the cross check. Okay, so then I'll go to the further delta 2 star. Okay, next one is delta 2 star. Delta 2 star. Okay, so now the connection is like this, delta connection, and then this is node 1, node 2, node 3, this is R12, R23, R13. Now you can write it as a star. One, two, three, and with some resistance, say R1, this is R2, this is R3. Now I want to find out the mapping. What is R1 in terms of these values? What is R1 in terms of this value? Okay. Then here, again, here the simple formula is, if you want to know R1, simply product, okay, product divided by sum, product divided by sum. Okay, again, you have to know exactly what is sum means. Okay, all the sum. Okay, I'll write the formula. So R1 is equal to, R1 is common in to R12 as well as R13. Okay, R1 is here, R1 is there, that R1 is common to R12, R13. Okay, so that means I have to write that product R12, R13 divided by sum. Sum means what? Overall sum. Overall sum. That is R12, R12, R13, R23. Again, you have to make sure that sign convention, ohm square divided by ohm is equal to ohm. Yes, it is correct. Then similarly R2, R2 is here, that is common to this branches R12 and R23. So R2 is equal to R12, R23 divided by again full sum, that is R12, R13, R23. Okay, then R3 is equal to R3 is equal to R13 and R23, R13, R23 divided by R12, R13, R23. Okay, again here also you can do some cross check. Okay, once if you remove some terminal, okay, if you remove one of this terminal, or you make any one of the value as 0, say for example if R23 is 0, then if you want to measure what is the resistance between R1 and R3, that is parallel of this one, okay, R13 as well as R12, then, and also make sure that whether this is matching with the C. What I am telling here, I explained you with some conditions. Similarly, you try to convince yourself, you take some value, whether these formulas are matching or not. Okay, now we'll take some numeric problem. Okay, now suppose if I am having first star to delta. Okay, now the star is like this, 1 ohm, 1 ohm. Then how it will be converted? How it will be converted? That is the question. This is node 1, node 2, and node 3. It will be going like this. Then what will be the value? Okay, these are like the standard questions. Okay, because here if you see all values are same. Okay, just to try to just please quickly apply what is the answer. So definitely that is 3, 3, 3. Okay, so you should know that means once if you want to go from star to delta, just multiply by 3, or otherwise in the reverse, if you want to come from delta to star, okay, I can also come from delta to star. Simply I have to divide by 3. Simply I have to divide by 3. So simply again, this is 1 ohm, this is 1 ohm, this is 1 ohm. That idea should have, whenever the values are equal, if you go from star to delta, if you go from star to delta, just multiply by 3, okay, multiply by 3, or from delta to star, okay, delta to star, divide by 3. Okay, this is applicable when the only the values are equal. When the values are exactly equal, then you can apply this shortcut. Okay, then next we'll see what is the equivalent inductance when the inductor are in series. What is the equivalent inductance? Okay, so inductor in series. That you know, inductor in series is something similar to the resistance in series. Okay, so it comes like this. When the inductors are in series, you are applying some voltage. Okay, so here V1, here V2, here V3 drop will be there. If this is L1, this is L2, this is L3. So once if you apply KVL, finally it comes like this: L equivalent is equal to L1 plus L2 plus L3. Why? Because this is something similar to the resistance. Why? Because resistance, in the resistance, V is equal to IR. Okay, and then here also V is equal to L di by dt. That's it. Okay, because here instead of I directly some differentiation is there, but that factor L and R comes in the numerator only. In the numerator only. But in case of capacitance, it is something different, because in the capacitance, once if you try to write V, okay, what is V? Yes, in capacitance, I is equal to C dVc by dt. So once if you try to write V, that is 1 by C integration IT. I am not worried about the integration or differentiation, but what is the factor with respect to V? Here, simply they are in the numerator, R and L, but the capacitor goes to the denominator. That's why the capacitor nature will be something different. Okay, we'll see that. Okay, so when I write like this, simply this follows the resistance nature. Okay, so and again, if it is like this, or otherwise I can write parallel also, parallel combination also, because if it is in parallel mode, L1 and L2, then what is the equivalent resistance? L equivalent. Okay, because again it has to be like this only. One L equivalent is equal to 1 by L1 and 1 by L2, something similar to the resistor's nature. Then again, inductor in series, this is inductor in parallel. Okay, inductor in parallel. Then similarly, we'll see it for capacitor also. Similarly, we'll see it for capacitor. Okay, capacitor in series. Okay, once if capacitors are in series, say there are 3 capacitors. Here I am having some voltage. Now I am having C1, C2, C3. Definitely the voltage will be distributed like this: V1, V2, V3. But once if you apply that law, either KVL, once if you apply the KVL, it becomes like this only. Finally, the 1 by C equivalent is equal to 1 by C1 divided by 1 by C2 divided by 1 by C3. You'll get like this only. Whenever it is in series combination, it is like the resistor are in parallel. Okay, something opposite you can remember. Okay, so again with the formula also you can prove. Okay, no problem. Or otherwise simply you can remember. Or otherwise, if the capacitors are in parallel, Okay, capacitor in parallel. Capacitors in parallel. Okay, I write two capacitor. Okay, once if capacitors are in parallel, that voltage will not change, but the current will change. Okay, if this is I, this is I1 and this is I2. If this is C1 and this is C2, then C equivalent is equal to simply the addition C1 plus C2. Okay, so this is the nature for capacitor as well as the inductor. Now next we'll see the source transformation. Okay, source transformation. Before going to the source transformation, I am going to ask you one question. That question is, why we are not, why whenever voltage source is there, why we are having only resistance in series? Similarly, when we have the current source, okay, when we have a current source, why the resistance in parallel? Why not in the opposite way? Anybody? Are you getting my question? Okay, I will write the question. Okay, I will write the question. Why voltage source as series resistance? That means what? What is the opposite question? Why not parallel? Why voltage source is not having the parallel resistance? It is having, why the voltage source is having series resistance? Why not parallel? Similarly, the current source is having parallel resistance. Why not series? Are you getting my question? Yes, somebody please answer. What is the answer for this? Why? Because this alone will confuse you in future. This will confuse you in future, this concept and all. Yes. Yes, sir.
To product the source. To product the source.
No, sir. So, sir, I am not asking. Okay, நீங்க சொல்றது எனக்கு புரியுது. ஏன் சீரியஸ்ல இருக்குன்னா, okay, you are telling to protect the source. Why not in parallel? Parallel இருந்தா என்ன பிரச்சனை? Actually, we want the voltage source resistance has to be 0, but practically something is there. Okay, and also even if it is there or not, we used to connect. Okay, whenever I take some battery, I used to connect a resistance like this. Okay, then only I will connect my small bulb. Okay, for project and all I am doing like this. Okay, for a project and all I am doing like this. Why I am not doing in this manner? Okay, what will happen if I do in this manner? If I connect in this manner, what will happen? Anybody? Question purida sir po? See, I am not worried about what is the resistance inside. Let it be something serious resistance practically. See, this is the resistance that I am connecting outside, source resistance. Okay, why you are connecting the resistance like this whenever you are doing the school projects, small project and all, you are connecting resistance here. Why not in this manner? What will happen if you connect like this? Question purida everyone?
Sir, constant voltage.
Constant voltage?
நீங்க செகண்ட் சர்க்யூட் எடுத்துனீங்கன்னா parallel கான்ஸ்டன்ட் வோல்டேஜ் இருக்கும் சார்.
எஸ், ஓகே.
அப்ப அது அந்த கான்செப்ட் வந்து பார்த்தா ரெசிஸ்டர்ல எவ்வளவு டிராப் ஆகுதோ அந்த ரெசிஸ்டன்ஸோட டிராப் தான் அந்த பல்புக்கு போகும்.
எவ்வளவு டிராப் ஆகும்? இங்க என்ன வோல்டேஜ் 5 வோல்ட் இருக்குன்னா 5 வோல்ட் இங்க வரும். பிகாஸ் எவ்ரிதிங் இஸ் parallel. இதுக்கும் 5 வோல்ட் வரும். then what is the problem? Okay, so the problem
parallelல என்ன ரெசிஸ்டன்ஸ் போயிடுச்சுனா கனெக்ஷன் வொர்க் ஆகாது இல்ல சார். சீரிஸ்ல
இல்ல நீங்க ரெசிஸ்டன்ஸ் வச்சே கூட பண்ணுங்க. இது போல parallel வச்சு பண்ணி பாருங்க, உடனே அந்த பல்ப் பஸ்ட் ஆயிடும். இது போல parallel வச்சு பண்ணுங்க, உடனே பல்ப் பஸ்ட் ஆயிடும். இங்க ஆகாது. See, you are having 5 volt. What is the need of connecting the voltage source? The need of connecting voltage source is to reduce your voltage. Okay, some voltage drop will be here. Okay, some 2 voltage drop will be here. Remaining voltage only will go here. That means desired voltage has to appear across the device. But once if we connect like this, it is not at all changing anything. Directly that 5 volt is getting appeared here. No use and all. Once if we connect resistance in parallel with the voltage source, it will not modify the circuit parameter, circuit characteristics. It will not change the load current. It will not change the load voltage and all. Okay. So our aim is to limit the current. Okay. But if you connect in parallel, it will not limit the current. So that's why now I am going to take example. Okay. I will prove with that example Once if you connect the resistance in parallel, that is useless. That is useless. Now I will prove that. Okay, I will take one problem. Okay, so my question is why it is connected in series? That means what I will do now, I will connect in parallel. That is useless. That's why I am connecting in series. That will become useless once we connect in parallel. This is useless circuit. Okay, this is useless. That's why I'm connecting in series. So that's why I will take the circuit like this. Okay, I will take the worst circuit, then I will prove that that is useless circuit. Okay, so if it is 10 volt, I am connecting. I am not worried about what is the series resistance inside. Let it be anything. Okay, now I connect my external resistance parallel to the battery. Okay, then I am connecting. I am having two resistance like this. Okay, say this is 6 ohm, this is 4 ohm. Can somebody tell me what is the voltage drop across these devices? By any method, you go by any method. You can go by KVL or KCL or nodal or branch current method or mesh equation. Okay. Yes, sir. Anybody?
10 volts, sir.
Here 10 volt. Yes, correct. Here 10 volts, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Here 10 volt will be there because these two elements are exactly parallel. So there will be 10 volt because here nothing is there. Nothing is disturbing. Exactly they are parallel. Again, this 10 volt. Okay, see here 10 volt. This is with respect to ground. Here also 10 volt with respect to ground. That means if you go like this, come like this and come here, then also that is 10 volt. This 10 volt will be shared here. Okay, this is like 6 volt. Once if you apply the voltage division, you can apply the voltage division now because you know the voltage here, then how it will be distributed. Because with respect to this point, this is like a series combination. Okay, this is like series combination. You are having 10 volt here, so that 10 volt will be distributed uniformly. Okay, 6 volt, 4 volt. If you believe it or not, if you are not believing, you go by any method, KVL, KCL. Finally, you will get this answer. You go by mesh equation or nodal equation. Finally, you will get this answer. Okay, so 6 volt and 4 volt. Now what I'm going to do, I am going to remove this resistance. I will remove this resistance, then I will see the performance because now my aim is, now I am assuming this 4 ohm is like my load. I am concentrating on the load. Okay, so what is important? I need some load voltage, that is 4 volt. I need some load current. Okay, in this case, what is the load current? That is 1 ampere. What is the load voltage? That is 4 volt. Okay, so I am concentrated on the load. Now I'm going to remove this resistance because I will see the performance now. I have removed that resistance. Okay, once if you remove that resistance, I put 10 volt here. Okay, I have removed the resistance. Now somebody tell me what is the answer? Whether you like it or not, here 6 volt will be there, here 4 volt will be there, and again 1 ampere current will flow here. So with respect to the load, okay, with respect to this resistance or with respect to this resistance, okay, this is not giving any change. Whether it is there or not, I am getting same voltage, same current, then what is the need of having this resistance here? So if there is a circuit like this, if you connect the resistance in parallel with the voltage source, what will happen? Anybody? You are not getting any advantages, but what will happen? It will give some disadvantage. Then, okay, so you may ask, because sir, it is not affecting my circuit, then what is there? Let it be there itself. Okay, it cannot be there because once if it is there, it will draw some some voltage is there, some current will go. So what is the power across this 5 ohm resistance? That is 2 square into 5. Okay, it's like 20 watt. It's instantaneously it is wasting 20 watt power. That 20 watt power comes from the battery. Your battery will be drained up very easily. Ultimately, your battery will drain very fastly. Okay, it's useless. That's why I can remove this. Once if it is useless, that I can remove this. If it is there, that will draw unnecessarily. That will draw the power from the battery. So what is the conclusion? Once if you have a parallel resistance along with the battery, that is useless. Okay, so what it will do? It will not do anything. It will not have any effect. It will not have any effect on other part of the circuit. It will not have any effect on other part of circuit, but it will simply draws the current, but it will simply draws the current, so power is wasted unnecessarily. So power is wasted unnecessarily. Now you may have some idea, then what is the need of this resistance? Okay, I am having 10 volt, but I need 4 volt. In such a manner, I am designing the circuit. Okay, I am having 10 volt source battery, but for my equipment, I need only 4 volt, 1 ampere current. Then I will design the circuit like this. Then there is no other way to go. Some drop will be there, some power loss will be there. Okay, that I cannot avoid. Okay, so but because if you want to achieve this nature, then I have to design the circuit like this. But if I put resistance unnecessarily here, okay, it is not giving any performance. Okay, it is not giving any change to me. Simply it will draw the power, so it is useless. Okay, so that's why generally there will not be a parallel resistance with the voltage source. Yes, sir, you understood this? What I am telling? Huh? Yes.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Okay. So similarly, why current source has only parallel resistance? Okay. Next question is why current source has parallel resistance? Okay, so why not series resistance? Series lapota, then what is the problem? Okay, now I take 9 ampere current, I put 5 ohms here. Okay, if this is 6 ohm, this is 3 ohm. When it is 9 ampere, okay, when it is going in this way, because it is in series, there will not be any change in current. But now the branches are separated. Okay, now there are parallel branches. Now the total current is 9 ohm. Then it will be distributed, okay, in some manner. Okay, again, it will be distributed in 1:2 format because this is 1:2 ratio. Okay, so now 6 ampere will come here, 3 ampere will come here. Now I will remove this resistance. I will remove this series resistance. Then I put the circuit like this, 9 ampere. If this is 6 ohm, this is 3 ohm. Now here 9 ampere. Then also I am getting the same performance.